the grandson of Right Thought. So think about this. If you know the tactics of your enemies, if you know the tools that they use, the direction they're coming from, the kind of weapons they have, then you can prepare yourself for war against them. First thing you got to understand is you are at war with an enemy. You are at war. And so you may as well engage in this fight and learn how to become adept at fighting this battle, so that when the battles come, you can be prepared. So like I said, a wise warrior would know his enemy. He would know his enemy's tactics. He would know his enemy's routine, the kind of weapons that he uses, what kind of defenses he has. He would know these things if he was indeed engaged in a battle, right? So what are your enemies using against you? They're actually using you against you. The enemy that you're fighting as elect, as targeted, is using you against you. There's nothing that they can do to you because you're elect. Don't you understand that? See, if you who all say that you're elect, if you truly believe that, you wouldn't have any fear, would you? Because you would know that you were chosen. You're elect, right? You would know that you're chosen by Abba. And he says that those in my hand can never be plucked away. I will lose none of mine. So then what are you worried for? Your enemies also know that. So the only thing that they can do is use you against you. Use your own mind against you. Use your own fears, your doubts of yourself. Meanwhile, they're only doing that to purify you and to find gold, to make you perfect. You see? Perfect in your love. They get jacked up when it says that. If you read right there in the scriptures, it says, be ye perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. And people say it's impossible. Say with Abba Yah, all things are possible. With man, it's impossible, yes. But with Abba Yah, all things are possible. And what are we trying to be perfected in? What are we aiming to be perfected in? Our loving. You see? Our loving ourselves. See, because the Abba Yah's name, I say it all the time, is I am. You can't love Abba Yah and not be loving yourself. So as you love yourself, you actually give praises to the Most High at the same time. Mutually beneficial relationship, see? That's what Abba's about, mutually beneficial. See, that's why he doesn't like iniquity or unbalanced scales. You see? He's about mutual benefit. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. You could also say that as love your neighbor while loving yourself, see? So then our duty is to be perfected in our love. And see, and once you're perfected in love, then those enemies can't do anything to you. They can't attack you. They can't try to do anything. They can't do anything to you once you understand what the warfare is and you know that it's just about you being perfected inside of yourself. So then when the attacks come, they're trying to rile up your fears, your emotions. Acting crazy as hell, doing crazy shit they know that's going to incite your feelings to get riled up. You see? That's all they're going to do. Listen very carefully, because if you do, then you'll understand how to do this war. See? You'll be adept. You'll be a deadly warrior. You see? But when they come, they're just going to come with what I call the doo-doo baby's kid test. They're going to throw the shit at you to see if it's stick. To see if it's going to rile up any emotions in you. See, because the moment it riles up an emotion, it means that you believe it. You see? Whatever it is that they said. If they said, you're broke, you're poor, you're ain't shit. Then if you believe that, then you're going to get affected by that and start to have an emotional response. But if you know that I am wealthy, I am blessed, I have all things that I need, then that's a lie. Then you're not emotionally responding to it energetically. Do you understand that? And so they're not able to feed off of that energy. They're not able to get you to attack yourself with your own thoughts. You see? All they can do is implant something in there and see if you'll accept it or not. They can't force you to accept it. What they're saying, they can just throw it in there. It's whether you are believing it or not. It's whether you are believing it. Because if you believe I am at peace, then those things around you would have to come into alignment with that thought of yourself. As a man thinketh, so is he. So if he says I am at peace, then he believes that, then he thinks that, and he feels that, then he becomes that. You see what I'm saying? Nothing can stop it. No outside force, no outside words, no outside input or outside stimuli can change that. You understand that? So when you know that it's about these things that are going on inside of those chakras of your body, are they being affected? Is your throat chakra being affected and want to utter something it shouldn't utter? Is your sacral chakra activated because you saw something that was an injustice in this world and it's got you upset now? Is your root chakra stimulated and you're full of lust and want to do something you know you shouldn't do? That's the battle you're fighting. It's not what someone did out there. Oh, that woman was looking good, so I didn't have no choice but to rape her. No. You see, the lust was stirred in you. You can't blame it on the stimulation. You see? Because we were taught that faith is the substance of the thing hoped for, the evidence not seen. And the Most High says those who worship him must worship him in spirit and truth. And he says that faith is what is pleasing to him. So then you have to do the opposite of what the world is doing, which is responding to all the stimulation, you see? The world is responding to all the stimulation that's going on the outside. Somebody lost their job, they respond negatively. Somebody got into a fight with their spouse, they respond negatively, vibrationally. Instead of peace be still. Peace be still. A person disagrees with you? Okay. Okay. Instead of, no, you have to see it my way. Don't you understand what I think is right? See, what you know is right, you don't have to argue about it. But what you think is right, you might be arguing about it. So, like I told you, it's about you knowing the truth of I am. Abba Yah. Many names people have called him by. His name in Exodus, if you read it, I am. My name unto all generations. So whatever word you put on it, whatever sound you put on it, you're saying I am. It doesn't matter if you're saying it in Hebrew. It doesn't matter if you're saying it in Yiddish. It doesn't matter if you're saying it in Welsh. Whatever. You're saying I am. You see? So when you say that word and it's truth, then what does it matter what someone else told you were? You're this, but I am this. Well, it don't look like it to me. Well, faith is the substance of things hoped for, evidence not seen. When you know how to speak like that, you know how to walk like that, then it doesn't matter what the hell they're coming to you with. You see? It literally doesn't matter what they come to you with because you know that they're lies. See, if it's not coming from source, which is God is love. So when we say the Most High, that's love. The most highest vibration that there is to vibrate at. The most high power that there is. Love. So if I'm vibrating on the frequency of love, then love conquers all, which means that anything that comes my way, guess what I can do to it if I'm walking in love? It's very simple. But people are fighting against love because they don't know what love is. They actually don't know what it is. Ask people. Find out what it is right now today. Go to 1 Corinthians. Okay? Chapter 13. And read what it says about what love actually is. And then go ask somebody what it is today. And watch the answer you get. I bet you won't get 1 Corinthians chapter 13 as their answer. But if you do, then you know they're walking in truth now. See? But if they start conjecturing and giving you their own idea, that means they don't know what love is. It's just that simple. See, because everything else in the world we are able to agree on, but that thing called love is subjective. It depends on who's the hell's feeling it. No. Things just are what they are. This right here. What is this? It's a piece of glass. See? It's not a rock. It's not a blade of grass. It's glass. It doesn't matter what the hell I feel about it. It doesn't matter what I think about it. It doesn't matter what I want it to be. It's glass. And it's the same thing with truth. And see, now anybody who hit, when I held that up, they say it's glass. See, we all agree that that's what that was we were looking at. You see that? Now, what's this, guys? Is this a piece of glass? Okay, so we all agree that this is a rock. So the first one was glass, that's a rock. Now, what about love? Everybody starts telling all different things of what it is. See what I'm saying? Childlike behavior. This is childlike thinking. Instead of, we're all saying love is kind, love is patient, love seeks not his own, love is not vaunteth up, it is not puffed up, love envieth not, love believes all things, love hopes all things, love conquers all things. Love does not rejoice in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth. Doesn't rejoice in lies, rejoices in the truth. So if we all agreed on that, then we all would be coming to alignment of what love is, and then we couldn't be deceived no more by nobody, and tricked, and attacked, and our emotions swayed. Because I'm not judging that person based off of what they've told me. I'm judging them based off of what Abba told me. So he says a person's kind and patient, that's loving. Just two things. Let's start with them. Kind and patient. So if a person is not kind and not patient, then they're not loving. But if we're all guessing on what love is, then we can say what the hell we want, can't we? And we can keep lying on God and blaspheming his name. Because God is love. So everybody's searching and running around for the most highest level of attainment of knowledge. Yes, I'm going to fast for 500 days straight. I'm not going to eat any food. I'm not even going to drink any water. I'm going to be fed by ravens from the Holy Spirit with manna from heaven. I'm going to meditate for 17 hours out of a 24-hour day. I'm going to walk on water. I'm going to go to all the temples in this world. I'm going to learn every language there is to learn. I'm going to get all the science there is to know about every fucking thing. I'm going to get all everything. But if you have not loved, you don't have nothing and you ain't nothing. And that's what a lot of you so-called spiritual people are doing, especially you young guys, listening to Bantu Cut and Spiritual Soul and all this shit. Y'all ain't got Christ, see? So you're desolate. Y'all don't know what love is. Y'all all hooping and hollering about it, but I don't see any one of you young niggas teaching the people what love actually is. What are the commands for us to do in this vessel, in this journey, in this walk? Y'all are hopeless in the world right now. Y'all are all contemplating suicide. All you young niggas are contemplating suicide because you don't have no weapons. You ain't got no weapons. You constantly sad. You stressed out. You don't feel like there's no future for you because you are without hope in the world because you ain't got Christ. You ain't got the truth. You don't have love. But if you knew what it was, then you knew what you was dealing with in this world. You wouldn't be bitter and shit. You wouldn't be trying to fight everybody. You wouldn't be walking around with no gun on your hip. You wouldn't have fear. Because when a girl come to you, she can't break your heart no more. How come she can't break your heart? Because you know what love is. So if she's not walking in love, you know that that's what it is. Your emotions ain't invested in it. You like, I know you're not loving, girl. So either we can spend some time trying to help you learn how to come into alignment of love because you want me to be loving, don't you? Let me guess, you want me to be hateful in this relationship? Well, no. Nope, you want me to be loving, don't you? Yeah, well, don't I need to know what love is if I'm going to be loving? Well, yeah. Well, don't you need to know what love is if you're going to be loving? Yes, and if we're going to both be loving to each other, don't we both need to agree on what love is? Yeah. Right thought. See, checkmate. That's what right thought allows you to do. Checkmate everybody you talk to with truth and love. And when you walk on truth and love, you're never confounded or ashamed. You always got an answer ready. Somebody asks you a question out of the scripts, you be like, precept upon precept. No problems, no questions, no struggles, no none of that shit. Because you studied to show yourself approved. Shit. Ready on the battlefield. So like I said, when you know what these things are, then you can make war. Proper war. One cut kills in the spiritual realm. Because when these demons come, they know it. It's like a pit bull comes, he knows, he smells the fear on you, he knows it. Same thing with people in the world. And all of Israel is not Israel, for one, and all people ain't people. So all kind of genetic splicing been going on. You ain't read about Noah's Day? In the end days, it will be just like Noah's Day. So it's a lot of genetic splicing and shit going on in there. So you have to walk in truth and stay on that rock of love the whole time you're walking on truth. See, it's one stone together. Those two become one, just like the heart and the mind. See, they've been separated from each other. That's what we were dropped in our consciousness. Our heart and our mind were separated. We have to bring those two into one. You see, a lot of people don't know that the heart has its own brain. You see, so it's just like the woman. Yeah, it's the weaker vessel. Of course, you got a brain up here that's firing on all cylinders, right? Not compared to the same power that's putting out that brain in the heart. It's much stronger up here. But you want to bridge those together instead of it being severed, which is the man and the woman, the heart and the feelings. I mean, the heart and the mind, the thought and the feelings. They've been separated this whole time within you. So it's all played out on every level. That's why the man and woman ain't getting along. You see, when you're lacking knowledge, you can't think right. So then you'll be unrighteous. See? So when you're reading in the Bible, you're reading about righteous and unrighteous. It's talking about right thinking and wrong thinking. That's actually what those words mean. Everybody's worried about the outside of the cup. They want to clean the outside of the cup. See, that's the world you're living in. Full of people who are beautiful on the outside. They wash the outside of the cup to appear righteous and holy unto other people. They follow rudiments. They follow laws, commands, and statutes by the letter of the law, because they feel that that's what will please Abba Yah. Not knowing that if you love, then you are keeping all of his commands. Because how can you fall or falter or make a mistake if you're walking in love? That's all I'm trying to figure out here, guys. If you walk in truth and love, then you will start to kill lies around you. Now, I want to ask each and every one of you, wouldn't life be better if there were no lies around you? People would stop lying. Stop telling lies. Yes, it would. Well, why don't you be a fear killer today? Why don't you be a lie demolisher? It's all because you didn't know your weapons. You didn't have any armor of Ephesians. See? You didn't have no helmet of salvation on. So you didn't know where to put your thoughts. You didn't know where to rest your thoughts. They were all scrambled. You didn't have any breastplate of righteousness. So you didn't have any right thinking. So when people would throw things at you, it would affect you instead of you just thinking right and it bounces off. You see? You didn't have no sword in your hand. You didn't have no word of God. You didn't know it. You hadn't read it. You hadn't studied it. You didn't believe it. You was too busy talking about it. It wasn't no real book. It wasn't no this. And it wasn't no that. And it wasn't no this. So you ain't got no sword in your hand. So when it comes time to slash and kill lies, deceptions, you can't do it. It overcomes you. You don't have no shield, see? You don't have no shield of faith. That when all the wiles of the serpent come at you, all those lies come at you, you can block them with that shield called faith. See, your feet are not shod with the preparation of the gospel. So when you wake up in the morning, you're not prepared to teach the truth and love's gospel to the world. You're not prepared. You're not filled with it. So you ain't got no shoes on your feet. So your feet got blisters and you bleeding on the battlefield. You ain't got no belt of truth. You're not girt about with it. So your pants is drooping down on the battlefield. You can't keep your pants up. You can't keep your sword on your hip because you don't have no truth. And that's just the truth of it, guys. You are ill prepared for battle. So when you step out there, you just are reacting. You are not responding. Like chess. Every now and again you're playing chess. You may be a very great chess player. And you just make a few moves and you beating people's ass. You're like, this ain't shit. Then every now and again, there's going to be somebody that can play like a motherfucker you're going to play against. And he going to make a hell of a move on your ass that might throw you the fuck off for a minute. Go, oh shit, I didn't expect that shit. He took the hell out of that damn queen. Damn. What a pawn. Shit. Whew. But if you're sitting there doing all that, he know he got you now. He know he got the advantage. If you're sitting there looking like, oh shit, it's like poker. But if you stay calm, composed, and you say, okay, wait, no, I'm a hell of a player too. I know how to come back from this. It's not the first time this happened. I know exactly what to do. Then what happens? Then what happens? He doesn't know what the hell you're thinking. He doesn't know if he affected you or not. He doesn't know if that move he made actually affected you or not. He like, damn, maybe I got set up. He don't know. And that's what you're doing on the battlefield. See? So when they come to you, make their chest moves and goes, hey, yeah, I heard this about you. And you go, oh, okay. And you keep on going. Hey, if you do that, this is going to happen bad to you. Okay. See, before it used to be, no, it's not. Fuck you. That's going to happen to you if you do that shit to me. Oh, so the shit fighting back with words and getting all riled up in emotions. And they just sit back with duping delight, looking at you with them evil ass eyes with that grin on their face, looking like the fucking Joker. Knowing that you're losing. They know you're losing it. The fight that you're in. They're beating your ass now. They know it. It's spiritual war. But boy, oh boy, when you were prepared, when you're prepared for that battle, because they all are running off the same program. So once you know what to do, you do the same thing for everybody you deal with, because they're all running off a hive mind mentality. Y'all hear that? A hive mind. They can't think differently. You see that? They cannot think differently, so they all think the same. You see that? So once you know how to make war, it becomes easy, doesn't it? Should. So like I said, y'all just pay attention now. That when you feel it, when you feel the adrenaline, when you feel the feeling come up in you, when somebody's affecting you, or some energy out there is affecting you, or some circumstance is affecting you, and stirring up your ship waves, I know you feel it. So when you feel it, comprehend it. Don't judge it. Comprehend it. Okay, wait, I feel like this because of this, but that's not real. That's false evidence appearing real. So then, therefore, it's really this. And then you have faith and believe that instead. Real men and real women. Silawami Sorello.